evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome back to I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In, the podcast where we sit down with New England-based actors to discuss the craft of acting, projects they've done, things they've learned along the way, tales from the set, and tips on how to get your foot in the door. As always, our show is sponsored by the Parody News Network. Every week, PNN takes aim at a popular movie or TV show and parodies the shit out of it. If you're looking for humor and entertainment, not to mention a break from mainstream news programs, subscribe to the Parody News Network and enjoy watching the news again. Go to youtube.com/Parody News Network to like and comment your little heart out. PNN, your favorite movies and TV shows, satirized for your protection. And now, without further ado, please welcome the lovely and talented Kate Eppers.
As much as I love meeting new people, there is nothing like sitting down to do a podcast with an old friend. So I'm really excited that you're here to do this with me today. So I was looking for sort of the starting point for the conversation, but I was thinking about the starting point of how we first met, and I don't remember how we first met. Do you remember how we first met?
I do remember.
Okay.
We were on the early late night live show.
That's how we met?
I'm pretty sure.
Really?
And I'm trying to think if I was also on it that day or if I was a co-host, because I would do everything I could all the time to try to get on the show and to also be the show.
Right.
And take over
that.
And there is an episode where I did successfully take over the show, but it was just one where I got to be the host and like Terry was, kidnapped and gone and it was just me. It was great.
Well, let's set the table for everybody. The early late night live show was a cable access show hosted by Terry Trainor, co-hosted by his sister KJ Trainor, and
Mitch Fortier.
Mitch Fortier, right, exactly.
Also awesome, great guy.
And you were a frequent...
So I was a frequent guest, and I finagled my way into also being a co-host a lot of the time. But at some point, when there was, if somebody couldn't do it, if Mitch was, doing a movie or something, I was on the last-minute call. Like, Terry would call me, and can you come to Exeter? And I was like, I will be there. So I feel like I was either a co-host or I was a guest on the show. But I remember you, and you were wearing sunglasses.
Yes.
And you were with, I don't know her name, another actress. Okay. And she had sunglasses on too, and you guys were talking about Typo Squad.
Was it Christa?
Maybe.
It must have been Christa. Was that where we couldn't figure out which building we were supposed to be in? Like we showed up at one building, but they were actually filming in the building across the way. Do you remember that?
This was at the actual City Hall, because I remember at one point when we did go for a while and film somewhere else.
Yeah.
Because I was a host during that time for a few episodes. But when you were there, the first time I met you with the sunglasses for Typo Squad, we were in the City Hall in Exeter. So that's definitely how we met.
Well, now, let me...
I'm pretty sure.
Well,
now I'm going to question it.
Well, so if that's the occasion, because I remember doing the show with Christa, because she was in Typo Squad with me, and we drove up and we did the show together and we both wore the sunglasses. But there was confusion about which building it was. There were two old buildings kind of across the square from one another. And there was confusion about which one. But I saw you and called out to you to ask you which building it was. So I already...
You knew me?
Knew you. Because I said, there's Kate Eppers. She'll know which building we're supposed to be going to.
Really? Were you on the show a few times?
I was on the show 5 times.
Oh, geez. Then I wonder if you're mixing up, or maybe I'm mixing up the memories.
Maybe.
Well, either way, I think we definitely met on the show.
We must have.
Maybe it wasn't. I just don't know which show, which episode, but I feel like it was on. That's what I remember.
Did that lead to PNN?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I knew you before, yeah. So we connected, at least we definitely connected through early late night live show at some point. And then I'm sure we spoke after about Typo. I was in Typo Squad. I was an extra.
That's right.
I don't know, I was running through the Cummings Center screaming.
Right. Like a lot of people were, right?
Which, I don't know if the people that work there do that anyway.
Still my favorite memory.
And... through that Marino's Cafe, which is I love, and And then PNN.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so PNN was after that.
I'm pretty sure.
Time is so weird.
But it's a lot of years.
It is. It's definitely a lot of years. I mean, so Typo Squad was just before COVID. Typo Squad, we filmed that in February 2019. So, yeah, so I guess I met you at some point before. I don't remember a specific, but it had to have been. There's no other way our paths would have crossed other than the late night live show. Okay.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure, because I also remember buying Typo Squad for my mother, who became a huge fan of yours via, the internet. And she was very excited to get the book. Actually, no, I think she got it on her own. I think she bought it probably through your website on her own. And I feel bad. So many times I meant to get it from her to bring it to here, have you autograph and bring it back, but maybe someday.
Yeah. Well,
she loved your book.
I'm sure I have copies of it here. I can sign one for you and send you home with it to hand off to Mom.
Thank you.
And that explains, now I know why I got the one sale of the book. It was your mom. That's great.
It was Jane.
That's great. That's excellent. Wonderful. Okay, so you are, in no particular order, a singer, a songwriter, a voice artist, a beauty queen, a cosplayer, and an actress.
Sure. Well, the beauty queen, yes and no.
Yeah, well, so
I did do that. It's crazy. I did do that.
You did do that, and I researched it to find out what the term is for someone who does pageants, and that's the term, is beauty queen. So, because I was like, is a pageanter?
You could say pageant queen or
pageant
beauty
contestant. But beauty queen is like
I like beauty queen.
Yeah,
I'll take.
I'm laughing,
like
beauty
but
queen.
I'll take
you can go ahead and call me beauty queen if you like. That would be great.
Yeah, I did too.
But
2 pageants.
I mean, where do we start? Which did you come to first? Let's start there.
Definitely theater and acting.
Okay,
it was definitely number one. My childhood was just full of it. I loved it. My brother and I, it's just funny because we were just talking about all the plays that I was just listening to your podcast, and Arnie was talking about the cute family plays that they would put on. And I did the same thing. I just had a little brother, but I would, force him to go along with whatever I wanted to do and dress him up in all kinds of crazy things. And we'd have our Christmas plays and we'd write little plays. And my parents, I was very lucky that they were very supportive, and they let me take acting classes really young. And even in elementary school, we had like the drama club, and I did that, and it was great. And I think my breakout role, which I'll still never forget, was Squirt the Elf in 5th grade in The Shoemaker and the Elves.
Squirt
the Elf. And I know that sounds strange, but it was one of the big roles in the play. And but I will say, even before that moment, which was very exciting, I was very lucky. So my uncle had this funny show, and he actually still does. He is a scientific comedian. That's better way to put that. And he had this show when I was very young. He started when I was 8, and the show was called, and still is called, the Ig Nobel Awards.
Okay.
And it was, at the time, it was out of MIT, and it actually is, a few years later, it went to Harvard. So it's really been out of Harvard forever now. But he had said, do you want to be in this show? I'm putting this show together. And I said, of course. And he asked my little brother, and who was really young, 6, and he didn't want to do it. But I said, yeah, absolutely. So this show it's a parody of the Nobel Awards. But it's like, it started at MIT and it's at Harvard now. So most of the time when I was in it, it was at Harvard at Sanders Theater, which is this beautiful, old, majestic, it's gorgeous. So he put me in that, and it was really fun too, because it was a big joke, but he would fly in actual Nobel laureates as this panel, and the Ig Nobel would be an award to somebody that had done like the most ridiculous scientific research, but it was actually legit, like published in Scientific American, all the journals. So just crazy. Like there was this one guy who won an Ig Nobel Award, and his name was Troy something, but he made a bear suit. It was like 7 feet tall and 5 feet wide, a bear protection suit. You would wear it to protect yourself from being attacked by a bear. And I thought that was so funny, but then you find out he was attacked by a bear. So he actually made this suit, and he won an Ig Nobel Award. So they flew him in, and I was there, and I would just, and what he would do, my uncle would do, was write me little speeches to be like some funny, like there would be a theme. So one year the theme was DNA. So it was like, Kate Eppers is 10 years old and she is the spokesperson for Kids for DNA. And I would come out and I'd give my speech, and I didn't understand it,
right? But
I'd read it, and it was fun. And once it went from Kresge Auditorium at MIT to Sanders Theater at Harvard, I mean, that place held 1,200 people. So it was crazy. Like, wow. I would be so scared. And at that time, there weren't really a lot of other kids in it. And I'd be talking to all these actual Nobel laureates. It was unbelievable. And I did and didn't understand who I was talking to, but it was amazing.
Right.
But I would be so nervous, and I would give my little speech, and afterwards, just the most amazing feeling. Yeah. And plus I have all these people coming up to me and, you did great. And I'm running around, Harvard and just at the after party. And it was amazing. And I met some amazing people being in this, thanks to my uncle. His name is Marc Abrahams. And there was this one Nobel laureate named Dudley Herschbach. And you can look him up, and he's still alive. He's got to be like 100 years old. But I can't remember. I couldn't go into detail. Molecular biology, I don't know, just brilliant. But he would always tell me how great I did. And if you look, again, his name is Dudley Herschbach. You look him up. He's he was on an episode of The Simpsons.
Wow.
He's famous.
Okay.
Besides, just amazing. So,
yeah. But
yeah, I was in that from when I was 8 until I was probably like 16, 17. And I wish I had never stopped, but I really appreciated, my mom and dad putting me in the acting classes, and my uncle putting me in this show was just unbelievable. And I remember trying to explain what the show was at school. And like, I'm in this Ig Nobel Awards. And they're like, what are you talking about? And even now it's like, what are you talking about? But
right.
If you're from Boston, or you may know what this is about.
Yeah.
But yeah, that really got me started. And it was just very addictive.
Yeah.
And I just remember every year it would come up. It was like the first or last Thursday of November every year. And it was just very exciting. Really exciting. And even as I got a little older, I had a few friends come in with me, because I'd always go in like 5 or 6 hours early and just help. Like, I remember sitting on the stage, like painting stuff and they'd give me little projects, and it was just very exciting.
Wow. And then how did that translate to singing?
So I should also say that I also was always in the chorus.
Okay.
Growing up, I loved singing in the chorus and musical theater. So I also was in school doing musical theater, always in the chorus, always singing. My father was a musician.
Oh.
He played piano, trumpet, maybe a little bit of guitar. So just very musical household. Loved classical music. We listened to a lot of Handel's Messiah in the house. And so we were always singing and just writing little songs. And so yeah, I think it was only a matter of time before that became something just as big as the acting. And the musical theater is really the best, because it's just the culmination of both of them. Sure. If I could pick one thing, I can only do one literal thing, it would be musical theater. But it's been a while, but I did a lot of that probably in my early 20s or so. The best was in high school. I remember I didn't get this part. The teacher, she was great, but she just gave it all the big parts to her favorite kids, I swear. And I mean, I'm not bitter or anything, like 20 years later, but she did.
No,
she wouldn't give me the part. But I wanted to be, so Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoats. Uh-huh. Still my favorite Broadway play. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to be the part of, so there's this whole scene where Joseph, he's kidnapped by the Egyptians, and there's the Pharaoh, Pharaoh is kind of like Elvis, and It's really funny.
Right.
And then there's, I can't remember if it's before or after that, there's Potiphar, who's also, a bad guy. He has this wife, and the wife seduces Joseph, so they get the scene together.
Right,
and I wanted to be, and I'm sure it would have been very like G-rated, but I didn't get the part of Potiphar's wife. I don't even know if I auditioned. I think she was already cast when I asked about her. But anyway, years later, I was in this Neverland Theater, which is still going on out of Danvers. Mm-hmm. And I think in my probably mid-20s. And it was just, it's an amazing group, just kids, adults, all ages, just wonderful. Andy Diskis is the director and creator. But long story short, I got to be Potiphar's wife.
Hey.
And it was fabulous. It was so much fun. And yeah, I miss it. And it was great. It was just one of those things. Think about how many years I was just resentful of not getting to be Potiphar's wife. But it was just it's just nothing like the rush of being on stage and singing and dancing and having all these people around you. And you're just in this world.
Sure.
With just singing music that you love so much, because that soundtrack is just incredible.
Yeah.
Andrew Lloyd Webber,
yeah,
it's unbelievable.
So all those things that I listed, the singer, songwriter, voice artist, beauty queen, cosplayer, actress, if one of those segments could blow up, which one would you want to blow up?
Definitely the music.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the music at this point, and even for the last few years, just, I had 2 babies back to back, and I'm just starting to get back into things, and a lot of music on the back burner. But I feel like that's my number one, because when I did write my, we go all the way back to 2017, and I had my one and only my first and one and only full length album that I completed, and we did a little tour and CD release party and all that. It was so much fun, and there's just nothing that beats that. And I just feel like at this point and I think a lot of songwriters will say this, there's so much music that's just in you. When you get the time to actually sit and start writing, it all just comes out. So it's hard when you don't have the time to sit and write. But I have a lot of half-finished songs that I'm really excited to start working on again. And yeah, if I could just be writing, recording, practicing piano again, performing, I think that's definitely the most fulfilling.
Okay. So we're in the lane for the Grammy, not the Emmy, not the Oscar, not the Tony.
Well, now that you say Tony, because the musical theater thing, that's hard. I don't know now that you said Tony.
You could have the GT of EGOT.
Yeah, I would like that.
Okay.
But it's hard to say.
Right.
But at the same time, I would love to. I've always said I wanted to write my own musical, and I haven't. But that's definitely also on the back burner.
Okay. But it's on the radar.
It is.
Okay.
It definitely is.
Okay. Cool. So you're a mother of 2?
I am.
But that doesn't appear to be slowing you down.
I know it is, and it is the last, because I had, they're only 2 years apart, so I had them back to back, but there were things that we did do while I was pregnant, both times, like Christmas Force, which was my fiance Brian Murphy, whose band is One Time Mountain, and I'll have to give a little bit more of a shout out about his CD release coming up. But anyway,
okay. So
he and I over the years had this love of Christmas, and he really started to get me into power metal and just some of that symphonic metal, which is just, it's just hard metal, but it's also just beautiful. And sometimes there's like an opera singer on top of that, and it's just beautiful. Or just like a girl rock singer. And I was thinking, like, I'd always love to do that. But we started recording a lot of Christmas music and releasing it, power metal Christmas music. And at first we were releasing it just like Kate and Brian. It wasn't really anything. And then at one point he said, Christmas Force, because if you know power metal, it's like Dragon Force, and I was laughing so hard, and I realized, no, the name is perfect.
Yeah.
And it wasn't taken, and I'm still working on the trademark, which is like ridiculous I can't figure out how to, that's a whole other thing, trying to trademark this name. But so we have this Christmas Force band, and it's so much fun. And we have our friends in Germany, who are these awesome rock stars, they sing on it, and we have local musician friends sing on it. So it's just people come in and out. There's permanent members and guests that come in. And so we did record the entire, I had told him I'd love to do some of the songs from Rudolph.
Mm-hmm.
And he knew them, but he wasn't as familiar as I was. And I sent him a couple of Misfits. I said, we have to cover this, and we have to do Silver and Gold. And then he came back at me like, we have to do the whole album, like the whole album, like the whole soundtrack. And we did. And I mean, I give him credit because he did it all. Like he wrote out every single part and got the singers that needed to sing on it and got everything. And but it's so much fun. And so yeah, if you love Christmas, if you love Rudolph, if you love power metal, or even if you just love one of those things, Christmas Force, and it's called Rudolph Symphonic Metal Christmas.
Ah.
And you can listen to the whole thing. I think it's on Spotify and it's on YouTube. But so we did somehow do things while having kids. I don't even know how. It's like a blackout.
The New England Petite Pageant in 2024, you placed first runner-up.
Yeah.
Some sources say that you won.
No. What sources said I won?
I did the research.
Was it my mom?
Possibly your mom.
Oh, baby.
Just going out there on the internet and spreading the rumor that you had won. But there were, because I was looking at it, and what I just found a couple of sources, and one of them said that you were first runner up. The other one said that you won. So I was like, okay, let me chase this down.
Yeah.
And there were as many that said that you were first runner up as that said that you won it.
That's so funny. I wonder. I mean, all I could think is that somebody saw first runner-up, didn't understand how it works, where, the first runner-up, they say first runner-up Kate Eppers, and that means the other contestant left standing is the winner.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's still winning.
It's still
a victory.
Second place is, it's a great, because it's there's a whole pageant, there's hundreds of women. Eventually there's two people on the stage, and if that's exciting, and it's that's really cool, and especially for me, this is my second pageant, not very experienced, so it was so I'm happy with how it turned out and everything, but if anyone wants to say I won, that's cool.
Some people do. Some people have said that you won.
I wonder who they are.
I don't know. I'll have to I'll quote my sources.
That's fine with
me. And I'll let you know. So, but I won't correct them.
Yeah, don't correct them.
I'll just leave it. I'll just leave it as it is.
Once again, I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In is sponsored by the Parody News Network. Every week, PNN takes aim at a popular movie or TV show and parodies the shit out of it. If you're looking for humor and entertainment, not to mention a break from mainstream news programs, subscribe to the Parody News Network and enjoy watching the news again. Go to youtube.com/Parody News Network to like and comment your little heart out. PNN, your favorite movies and TV shows, satirized for your protection.
Let's skip right ahead to your IMDb known for.
Yes, I'm really excited for this.
All right, so the first thing that you're known for, and cross our fingers that you're actually known for this, is Apocalypse Party.
Oh, good. Okay, that's a really good one.
Oh, good. All right, excellent.
Such a good one, and I'm glad. So let me just think. Smoking Bottle Entertainment. That is the company, and I've worked with Adam. Adam, that's his baby, Smoking Bottle Entertainment. And so this was such a fun production. This was, I'm trying to think of what year. Does it say what year? Was that like 2018 or something like that?
I didn't write down the years.
Eclipse Party. So the premise of this, and it was really funny. So the premise of this is that I think it was a comet's gonna hit, the old like comet's gonna hit the Earth kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the movie is there's this party going on, and we know that the Earth is gonna get hit with a comet, and the end is coming like that night, maybe even. And we have a cake that has we have a cake, and the cake is like the Earth being hit with a comet. Like that's actually the cake that was made.
Awesome.
And so, but basically it's just people having like silly conversations and just reflecting. So it's not like a chaotic party and it's not people just, I'm trying to think of an example of a movie where people are just desperate and doing, it's not like The Purge or anything like that, where they're like, this is our last chance to kill somebody and do this. It's pretty peaceful, but I know my character is just eating like chocolate cookies the whole party, which I really was eating them, and I'm like, I gotta stop. But and then these two people show up, and it's Sherry Lee, who I adore, and then Bob Tarango, and they show up and they're like, hey guys, I think we found out how to save the world. Like, can you help us? And it's just a whole, I don't want to give it away. No spoiler alerts, even though the movie's probably 6 years old or 7 years old, but it was so much fun. So much fun.
So Apocalypse Party was literally about an apocalypse party.
Yeah, it was.
Nice.
And it was an apocalypse party.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It was just a bunch of people hanging out for the very last time and before the world ended.
Nice.
Yeah.
Was that a short or a feature?
It was a short. I believe it was a short.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on to Amber Oak.
Oh, that's a great one. So Cara Camo.
Mm-hmm. She was also
Cara Camo.
It's like just a list of people who have been on this show.
Yeah, that's so funny. So she's incredible, and I met her again through KJ, through Killarney Traynor. And so with her, I had actually we talked, and she was putting together this really fun sci-fi show about this young girl with powers and just and kind of 80s inspired. I'm like, this is so me. All of this is so me. And she needed a theme song. So I wrote the theme song, and Brian Murphy, my fiance, and I, we did it together. And, I got him to play guitar and fix it up a little bit. And yeah, so I wrote the song and recorded the song. It's called Within My Reach.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. And all of the words, the lyrics are all based on, there's a lot of Easter eggs about the show. So she told me about the show, and as I'm writing the lyrics, I'm sending them to her back and forth. Like, does this make sense? Does this make sense? Just about space and outer space and powers and magic. And it's really fun when you're writing something that's for somebody else. You write something that you never would have written before. Mm-hmm. So it's a lot different than anything that I had. And it's just fun. And her show is incredible. Amber Oak. The show is awesome. And of course, I love watching a show when my song is theme song of the show. It's really exciting. Yeah.
All right. And the other one is Groundhog.
Groundhog. So Groundhog is, I think it was the first movie I was ever in. I think I was an extra. This is so long ago. It was a horror movie about a groundhog, about Groundhog Day.
Okay.
And it was, yeah, it's exactly what it sounds like. So there was a killer on the loose on Groundhog Day. And literally in the movie, I'm one of the people. It's like Punxsutawney Phil, that whole thing.
Yeah.
I'm in the crowd like, yeah, groundhog. And we're all like, groundhog, groundhog. And then at some point, people start getting murdered. And I was just an extra in my cute winter clothes chanting groundhog for when the groundhog came out. But that's what I did in that movie.
You're known for it.
It's so funny. I can't even remember. It's just really funny because I remember it being cold and I was in a car with a bunch of the other extras and actors too, and it was a little crazy on set.
When I was doing the research on you, I discovered that you had done more theater than I thought. What are your thoughts on treading the boards versus the other things that you do?
It's too bad because there have been so many things that have so many amazing opportunities that I couldn't do just because, as you know, I'm sure theater takes up more time than anything.
Yeah. Because
even if you're in a movie and you have 20 pages of dialogue or whatever it is, and rehearsals, it's nothing compared to theater. You're in a production, you rehearse. It could be 2 times a week. They could expect you 3 times a week. There's going to be the last week, the tech week, where you have to be there every single day, and then of course the actual production themselves. And it's just too bad because if it weren't for the time commitment, I would 100% be in so many plays. And just living in New England, I'm in southern New Hampshire now, but just even in my area all the way down to the North Shore, there's just so much going on all the time, and I see auditions for, and it kills me to not be auditioning.
Yeah.
But someday I would love add it to the things that someday I would love to return to.
Yeah. So
badly.
Of all the projects you've been a part of, what's been your favorite moment so far?
Probably the dinner party.
What's the dinner party?
So the dinner party, it was an incredible, incredible movie. It took place during Edwardian times, and it was I think the catchphrase of it was, it's a musical without the music. It was absolutely beautiful. Narrow Street Films, which was Terry Trainor and KJ Traynor. You could do a drinking game for how many times I'm going to mention KJ.
If you want to do that as you're listening to this, go right ahead.
Yeah, and make sure it's Crown.
Yeah,
sponsored
absolutely.
by Crown. No, just kidding.
Or some flavored whiskey.
But make sure it's flavored whiskey, not Scotch whiskey. But I think so. They just put together such an incredible. The play was just. I just remember reading the script, and it was like reading this amazing, delightful book, which makes sense because Killarney is an author.
We should pause right here just for a second to let everyone know that KJ, Killarney, and Arnie are all the same person. Because we're referring to her interchangeably as all of these things. It's not all of these people running around. It's this one person.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
go ahead.
I'll keep it to Killarney Traynor, aka KJ Traynor. So this was her amazing film that she did. And it was just, we had the beautiful period costumes, and we filmed at this incredible house. I'm trying to remember what the name of the house was, but there's something about filming a period film in a historic landmark of a house, surrounded by unbelievably talented actors with one of the most incredible scripts you've ever got in your hands that you're lucky to be cast in. And it was just unbelievable. And you really just felt like you were there. It was incredible. And I think I would love to just be stuck in a loop of just filming that, if I could say go back in time and have a whole experience again. It was just from start to finish. I remember going in for the first table read and meeting Arnie, meeting KJ. Sorry, KJ.
We have to pick one. We have to pick one.
Meeting her for the first time after getting the audition. And it was just such a warm reception to me. And it was just unbelievable.
Tell me a funny behind the scenes story or backstage story.
Let me think. I'm trying to think of one that isn't the dinner party, but my mind always goes there.
Always goes there.
But actually, I do have something funny that I always think about that Terry Trainor said on the set of the dinner party, is because we were filming, it was off of a main street, and the motorcycles would not stop. So it was like every 2 seconds we're stop, cut. And then and everyone's getting mad. And I remember at some point, Terry was like, "It's true. Motorcycles are everywhere." And it took me a second before I could remember the bumper sticker, but I was like, why is this funny? Oh, it's freaking funny.
Very good.
That's what I'll never forget.
It's very good.
He's just so funny.
It's a very good line.
Yeah.
It's a very good story.
I know.
So I'm going to take a moment here to tap dance on a landmine.
Go for it.
Because you are, and forgive me if this is incorrect terminology, but what I would consider a proud Jew.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. And you have and have expressed thoughts on the current happenings in the world and the climate. Has voicing that ever affected your creative life or even your personal life?
You know what? It's a great question. And yes. And I am a very proud Jew, and I do love Israel, and I've been many times. I lived there. My family's there. I have family there. And it's just very hard anti-Semitism is not something that will ever go away, but it's hard because I want to say, like, I'm here and I'm proud and I love this, but I mean, you can make a post literally Happy Hanukkah, and it's, it gets very ugly and it's very sad. So I did kind of stop, which is sad. It's sad because I want to express who I am. It's my ethnicity. Mm-hmm. Even if you were somebody that wasn't very religious, I mean, it's an ethno religion, which not everybody understands. And I didn't even, when I was little, and my friends were like, we're doing heritage projects, and they're like, I'm doing Italy, and I'm like, Mom, what am I? She said, you're Jewish. I'm like, yeah, but what am I? And I didn't get it because I didn't understand. I'm like, but what am I? Am I this and this? And it's like, no, I'm ethnically 100% Ashkenazi Jew. So Jew of European descent. Like, my cousins are from, they are Sephardic. They're very, very dark. You see them, they live in Samaria in Israel, and which I've been to. It's very exciting. And their father fled Iran, because Iran used to have Jews. There's no Jews in Iran, as a young man, and came to Israel. Thank God, there was a place for him to go to survive. Met my cousin from Buffalo, New York, who went to Israel, okay, who made Aliyah, which means to go home. Mm-hmm. Make Aliyah, like going home to him. And yeah, they got together, had a huge family. So he's Sephardic. So just explaining that. But I used to share a lot of things too, and say, oh, this horrific terror attack occurred and blah blah blah, and it's just hard too. And I've talked to my family too, and it's hard because I want to feel like I want to share what's going on, but it's also very hard to see. And then also, you get scary messages. You get messages calling you horrible things and threatening you and all this. And So it's a very difficult decision. Like, what do you do? But I kind of have been choosing to not be as vocal for safety reasons.
Yeah.
But yes, but also it's also, if somebody didn't want to be involved with me for the sheer purpose that I'm Jewish and I believe in there being a Jewish country that has the right to existing and defending themselves, blah, 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 maybe I don't want to be working with that person anyway, because I mean, I think all humans deserve to have a country where they're safe and, and raise their children, and no matter what ethnicity they are. So it's just crazy. It shouldn't have to be controversial to be Jewish and to say, I believe in the right of, there be one Jewish country. Because there should be, I believe in Italy. I believe in Sweden. I believe in Spain. So why wouldn't I believe in, this tiny little country? It's smaller than New Jersey, and geez, we're like 0.00.2% of the population. So it's just, there's a lot of hate out there. And it's not, and the thing is, it's like for so many people, there's like these political talking points. It's like, it's not political. It's me. It's my life. It's my heritage.
Right.
But for other people, it's a foreign place that they've never been, but they see on TV or on the internet, like, this is who you hate. This is who is bad. Oh, they're friends with this other bad person, so they must be bad. And it's like, so it's tough. It's very complex, but I definitely do love Israel. I'm very proud of my heritage. Yeah, and it's hard because you want to be proud, but you also want to keep your family safe.
Right.
So it's one of those things. And it is too bad. It shouldn't be political to be pro one ethnicity just for 3,000 years, just trying to survive and just be like everybody else. But it's hard. But when you see somebody saying, hate this person for this XYZ, just don't hate them. And if there's some country and they're saying you should hate this place, like, go visit for yourself, meet the people, eat the food, see what's really going on. Because I know if you sat here and were like, I hate this country and whatever, I'd be like, I've never been there. I don't know anyone from there. I'm not going to hate them.
Right.
But
right.
Yeah.
Because I very clearly remember you not only posting your own personal photos of your trips to Israel,
yeah,
but then also posting about things that were happening.
Yeah.
And not even, you weren't even really like expressing an opinion. You were just informing the world, like, these things are happening. And I was just curious if there was backlash to that.
Yeah. I mean, I would say yes, because if you saw, unfortunately, and Facebook does do a good job of filtering out messages that you get that are not good.
Okay.
But if you see like I have like my Kate Eppers Facebook page, and there's messages from, I don't even know what the names are, but just bad. So I do get stuff, because I would put a lot on Instagram, but for some reason the messages would come, like the hate messages would come through Facebook. I don't know what it is, but
I remember the captions of the photos that you posted, and you just going on and on about the incredible experience.
I gotta shut up.
No, it was beautiful. But it was. Did you float in the Dead Sea?
Oh, yes.
Yeah, okay.
That's my favorite.
That's what it was.
If you said, where's my favorite place, literally on the planet, it is the Dead Sea.
Wow.
And I've been there 2 or 3 times, but but if you go to the Dead Sea, don't shave your legs. Not that you would shave your legs, but if you're a girl, don't shave your legs, don't shave any, because it's the lowest point. It's like the lowest point in the world or whatever. There's no UV rays at the Dead Sea. You can't get a sunburn, but you can get a nice tan. But the water, so it's so salty. It's like some huge percent of salt. That's why you float, the buoyancy. Yeah. Because it's like it's not like you're doing dead man's float. You're like, I can float. Like, it's like, no, you sit like this and you're just floating because it's so salty. So you do not shave anything. Make sure you don't have, if you have a cut, it will burn. Oh. It will burn you. Oh, it'll purify you and cleanse you. It's so healing. Yeah. And they have these huge vats of mud made from so like you smear the mud all over yourself, and it's like a spa. And there are spas. Like you go to a Dead Sea spa and it's a whole big beautiful place, and you like a health club. And they'll like, yeah, you put your stuff in, you get your bathing suit on, and then you go out and it's the Dead Sea, and it's beautiful. And you see across the way is literally Jordan, because the waters are Jordan and Israel. Like you see the Moab mountains of Jordan as you're swimming. Like, wow, it's amazing. Wow. And a lot of people do, like, Jordan, you can go. Jordan is a lot like a friendly, like you can go to, many times when I've been to Israel, people I've been with have continued their trip and gone to Jordan. And geez, I think they filmed some of Indiana Jones there.
They did,
and they've gone to those sites and everything, and it's really cool.
Neat.
So I would love to go to Jordan someday. I never got to do that yet.
Okay.
So yeah.
let's bring this all back to the other stuff, the stuff that we were talking about.
It's my fault. It's because I wore my Jewish Israel star today.
No, I brought it up. I brought it up. I was like, let's tap dance on this landmine, and
oh no,
I'm glad we did.
No, I'm always happy to talk. I mean, yeah, I love Israel, and I'll always talk about it.
What's something you'd like to do in the future that you haven't done yet, from a creative standpoint?
Oh wow, that I haven't done.
Yeah.
I really think I do have a few. I'd like to direct my own film.
Oh, I didn't know you had aspirations toward directing.
I do, and I have a few scripts, and again, just things on the back burner. I had wrote this really funny script, and guess who I was going to do it with? I'm going to give you $1 billion.
What did we decide to call her? I forget.
Lenore, and I had a Lenore thing I was going to tell you after too.
Okay,
but. No, I had this really funny script that I wrote, and I gave it to KJ. She gave me a few notes on it, but it was really cute, like just a short, like a comedy about kind of like a love triangle kind of thing. And I thought it was really funny. But I would love to eventually get it together, get the crew, really just plan it out. So I'd love to make a few shorts.
Wow.
And definitely comedy is something that's been on my mind.
Yeah. So, okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you could give just one piece of advice to aspiring performers who are just starting their careers, what would it be?
I think, I probably would go back to what I was talking to before, is just get involved and just see locally what's going on. Are people looking for extras? Are people looking for help? Just to get on a set and to just watch everything going around you. And because you will observe more than you realize when you're just part of the experience. So, but yeah, just take something, even if it's something that didn't seem so interesting to you, a little part, if there's a part or an extra part, just get involved or volunteer. Even if it's, because, I'm a musician too, even if you're going to always see these postings, music video, we need extras, because none of us actually have fans. We don't have anyone to come see the shows and pretend to be rocking out in the audience.
Right.
So if you see a post that says music video need extras, go. I mean, that's a whole different thing than being in an independent film, but that's good too, to go, because it's going to be, all right, stand here, stop here, cut, you'll get part of the experience, but that also, I'm only mentioning that because musicians always need extras to be in their music videos, me included, once I get started again.
Okay.
But yeah, just get involved.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. Keep your eyes open and your ears open while you're there.
Get out there and do it.
Yeah, just do it.
And then finally, what's next for you?
Oh, so I should mention King Serpent Variety Troupe is what I definitely have coming up. So I was involved in this years ago, and they're so much fun. There's a man, David Breen. He's from the area as well. And I met him way back. We're from both, Salem people. I was working at the Witch Dungeon, and he was working he was a pirate at the Pirate Museum. And he started this comedy troupe called King Serpent Variety Troupe, and it's really fun. It's like a variety show.
Okay.
And so I worked with them for a long time, and it's just music, comedy, dancing, belly dancing, and we played at we did Watch City Steampunk Festival and a lot of different. We did actually. What's the restaurant? I like how I keep mentioning places and I don't even know where they are. The restaurant Malden, Pearl Street Station in Malden. We did we had a little residency where we did a dinner theater there. And it was really fun. So I hadn't worked with them for years, just reconnected with them. Really excited. We have a few Porch Fests coming up. I'll have to get back to you about I know where they are and the dates, but I don't know which ones are the dates. It's like Stoneham, Swampscott, Lexington. They're all kind of North Shore and beyond a little bit. So yeah, I'm really excited to be involved with them again. And so yeah, that'll be nice kind of to ease back in with some theater again and some music and comedy as well.
And will there be some more Christmas Force this holiday season?
Yes, there definitely is. We're already thinking about, it's like, do we do Nightmare Before Christmas? No, it's been done to death. But now we're going to do it our way. People are sick of it. People will love it forever. So, I don't know. We're trying to figure out what to do. So we'll definitely be new Christmas Force music coming this Christmas as well.
Sweet.
Yeah.
And maybe some to that.
So thank you.
Excellent. Well, Kate, thank you so much for being on my podcast. This was really fun. It was so much fun to reconnect. I learned a lot today.
Oh, me too.
And
I learned that I was on PNN 9 times and I haven't signed the book. I'm pissed.
You didn't sign the sign?
No.
Are you sure?
Nope.
We're gonna have to check that because I thought your signature was on there.
Someone forged it.
Maybe so.
The same person who said I won the pageant.
Once again, we're drifting into things that people couldn't possibly understand what we're talking about. So when you're in 9 episodes of PNN, you get to join the Niners Club, and that allows you to sign the sign that's outside of Port 9 Studios. And I think your autograph is on there, but we'll have to check after this. Because it's literally like 10 feet away.
I'm looking up. I'm trying to look at it, but I can't.
But anyway, thank you so much for being on my podcast today.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all again on I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In.
If you're hearing this message, you've listened to the entire podcast, and for that, thank you. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you did, please leave us a review on Spotify. See you next week for another installment of I Saw You in That Thing I Saw You In.